Good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. Today is Thursday, December 7th, a day that will live in infamy. But it is also a day that we look at new releases. Today is Fantasy and Science Fiction Day. So we will be jumping into those. Just a quick announcement. There are sprints tonight at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. It'll be going for 2.5 hours. We'll be listening to some pretty ambiance and bring your own book or work on a project or just close your eyes and relax from the day. Whatever it is you want to do, it is time carved out for you to do as will make you happy. Good morning, Mary. Happy Thursday. Are you going to be on the morning show on Randy's this morning? You didn't miss a whole lot yesterday if you have the bundle. She was looking at her Christmas bundle. Do you have that one? So you kind of know what's already there? Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate knowing that. And thank you for everybody who has subscribed. We are hopefully going to be growing. We've been doing this for a few months. Hope to keep on going. I like in the morning show to look at the new releases, and I might as well take you with me because we're like sharks. I got to know what's out there, so you got to kind of wade through all the dreck to get to find the authors you might not have known before, books you might not known were coming out. Yeah, I've been really impressed with it. So good. All right, we are going to hop into fantasy and sci-fi. First up, now, this is by Jessa Hastings, and this author has really hit the big time with her Magnolia Parks books and Daisy Hates books. The younger generation, quote unquote, is obsessed with them. I read the first one. It's a generational thing, but she has a new book out. This one is set in the Peter Pan world. I'm not a big fan of Peter Pan, but this is for somebody, and the cover is gorgeous. I think that cover is absolutely beautiful. All right, I think this is the first in a series of some sort. So it's called Never, and it says Never is an awfully long time. Growing up, Daphne always knew Peter Pan would come for her, the way he'd come for her mother and her grandmother Wendy before that, the Darling girls. Their stories are all the same, the forever young boy at their window after their 13th birthday and the shimmering magical land behind a star. When Peter doesn't show for Daphne until she's 17, inexplicably full grown and with no excuse for his tardiness, Daphne doesn't know what to think. Still, she's always been told that Peter Pan is her destiny. It's beyond choice to take his hand and leap into the stars, no matter what comes next. But in Neverland, Peter's true colors begin to show. One moment, he's making Daphne's heart flutter, and the next, he's forgotten her entirely. So when Daphne stumbles into the path of Jameson Hook, the pirate son of Peter's nemesis, she lets herself get swept up in his vulgar charm, despite the warning signs. Both boys are trouble, and both have dangerous secrets about this strange fantasy land they call home. And if she loses her heart to either one, Daphne might just lose herself too. Again, not my cuppa, but it is somebody's cup. Closing tabs up as I go. This one also has a very pretty cover. This is A River of Golden Bones by A.K. Mulford. A sleeping curse, a fallen court, a secret twin. Twins Kala and Briar have spent their entire lives hiding from the powerful sorceress who destroyed their kingdom and from the humans who don't know they are wolves. Did we read this one? Each twin has their own purpose in life. Briar is to marry the prince of an ally pack and save the Golden Court. Kala's purpose is to remain a secret, her twin's shadow, the backup plan. No one knows who Kala truly is except for her childhood friend and sister's betrothed, the distractingly handsome Prince Grey. But when Calla and Briar journey out of hiding for Briar's wedding, all of their well made plans go awry. The evil sorceress is back with another sleeping curse for the last heir to the Golden Court. Calla must step out of the shadows to save their sister, their kingdom, and their own legacy. Continuing to hide as a human and denying who she truly is, Calla embarks on a quest across the realm, discovering a whole world she never knew existed. Outside the confines of rigid wolf society, Calla begins to wonder, who could she be if she really dared try? Lots of common tropes in that one. Excuse me. Afterworld by Debbie Urbanski. This is science fiction. It's a debut novel. Follows the story of an artificial intelligence tasked with writing a novel, only for it to fall in love with the novel's subject, Sen, the last human on Earth. Faced with uncontrolled and accelerating environmental collapse, humanity asks an artificial intelligence to find a solution. Its answer is simple: remove humans from the ecosystem. Sen Anon is assigned to be a witness for the Department of Transition, recording the changes in the environment as the world begins to rewild. Abandoned by her mother in a cabin somewhere in upstate New York, Sen will observe the monumental ecological shift known as the Great Transition, the final step in Project Afterworld. Around her, drones buzz, cameras watch, microphones listen, digitizing her every move. Privately, she keeps a journal of her observations, which are then uploaded and saved, joining the rest of humanity on Maya, a new virtual home. Sen was 17 years old when the Digital Human Archive project was initiated. 12 billion, I believe that's billion humans, have been archived so far. Only Sen remains, etc., etc. Again, not my cuppa. Love the cover of A River of Golden Bones. Yeah, that is beautiful. All the Hidden Paths by Foz Meadows. The Tithonai Chronicles, #2. I have a sneeze that just wants to. Excuse me. A sultry political and romantic fantasy exploring gender, sexuality, identity, and self worth. When the plot against them foiled and the city of Ki Katai in safe hands, newlywed and tentative lovers Bellicin and Kithari have just begun to test the waters of the relationship, but the wider political ramifications of their marriage are still playing out across two nations, and all too soon they're summoned north to Tithana's capital city, Chi Zihan, to present themselves to its monarch. With Cathari newly invested as his grandmother's heir and Velassin's old ghost gnawing at his heels, what little peace they've managed to find is swiftly put to test. Kai's recent losses have left him racked with guilt and grief and guilt, while Bell struggles with the disconnect between instincts that have kept him safe in secrecy and what an open life requires of him now, pursued by unknown assailants, and with Chi Zihan's court factions jockeying for power. Bell and Kay must use all the skill at their disposal not only to survive but to thrive. Sorry, copies required. I miss the days when sci-fi and fantasy was about quests. On the Isle of Antioch. This is a translation by Amin Malouf. Dystopian novel, Lebanese French author. Alec, a press artist with an impressive track record, settles on a remote island in the Atlantic Ocean. He has little contact from his neighbor, a solitary woman who wrote a cult book years ago before withdrawing from public life. That is, until a gigantic power failure cuts them off from the rest of the world, and all of a sudden they find themselves dependent upon each other. The world appears to be on the brink of nuclear war, and the collapse of civilization seems imminent. Just who are the mysterious friends of Empedocles, the gang of otherworldly protectors who came swooping in to interfere with the US presidency and cure all illness? Should we trust them? On the Isle of Antioch is a suspenseful novel, blah, blah, blah. Again, I missed the quest. Orbital by Samantha Harvey. 193 pages. Snapshots, one day in the lives of six women and men hurtling through space, not towards the moon or the vast unknown, but around our planet. Selected for one of the last space station missions of its kind before the program is dismantled, these astronauts and cosmonauts from America, Russia, Italy, Britain, and Japan have left their lives behind to travel at a speed of over 17,000 miles an hour as the Earth reels below. We glimpse moments of their earthly lives through brief communications with family, their photos, and talismans. We watch them whip up dehydrated meals, float in gravity free sleep, and exercise in regimented routines to prevent atrophying muscles. We witness them form bonds that will stand between them and utter solitude. Most of all, we are with them as they behold and record their silent blue planet. Their experiences of 16 sunrises and sunsets and the bright blinking constellations of the galaxy are at once breathtakingly awesome and surprisingly intimate. So are the marks of civilization far below and crested on the planet on which we live. Okay. The Dragons of Deepwood Fen by Bradley P. Beaulieu. First in a new fantasy series. Follows an unlikely pair as they expose the secrets at the heart of the mountain city of Ancris. Lorelei Aurelius is the smartest inquisitor in the mountain city of Ancris. When a mysterious tip leads her to a clandestine meeting between the church and the hated Red Knives, she uncovers a plot that threatens not only her home but the empire itself. The trail leads her to Ryland Holbrook, a notorious thief posing as a dragon singer. I knew there had to be something in here. Ryland comes to Ancris to solve the very same mystery she stumbled onto. Knowing his incarceration could lead to the Red Knives achieving their goals, Lorelei makes a fateful decision. She frees him. Now branded as traitors, the two flee the city on Dragonback. In the massive forest known as the Holt, they discover something terrible. The Red Knives are planning to awaken a powerful demigod in the holiest shrine of Ancris, and for some reason the church is willing to allow it. It forces their return to Ancris, where the unlikely allies must rally the very people who vowed to capture them before it's too late. The Ruined by Renee Adia. I've read this author before, not this one. This is a young adult fantasy. The Sylvan Vale and the Sylvan Wild are at war. Now that the unsteady truce between them has been broken, lines must be drawn. In an effort to protect the weakened Winter Court, Bastion rallies powerful allies and friends in the New Orleans to come to their aid. Sorry. Meanwhile, under protection alongside her injured mother in the summer court, Celine is uncertain of whom to trust. She cannot get word to Bastion and does not understand why he has not returned. When she realizes war between the Fae courts is imminent, she journeys with Ali in an effort to find the time-traveling mirror and change their fate. But when Celine's rivals realize Bastion has rallied his allies in the mortal world, they decide to take the fight to him. That is a beautiful cover. This Cursed Light is that. Oh, okay, just a checkup. She's about to be jabbed and poked and prodded. Ugh, yeah, not. We don't like it. Why should they like it? Well, there we'll get her nails clipped too. Yeah, Kyo's nails need to be done too, but he won't even let me brush them, so I'm sure he won't let me do his nails. Yeah, Orbital does. That one has intrigued me. I'm gonna check that out. And it's a short novel. This Cursed Light by Emily Theed. It's probably pronounced differently. When the gods make the rules, the players must choose, sacrifice their love to save the world, or choose love and let it burn. 6 months after saving their island from destruction, almost losing Dante, Alessa is ready to live happily ever after with her former bodyguard. But Dante can't rest, haunted by a conviction that the gods aren't finished with them yet, and without his powers, the next kiss from Alessa could kill him. Desperate for answers, Dante enlists Alessa and their friends to find the exiled Giot in hopes of restoring his powers and combining forces with them to create the only army powerful enough to save them all. Alessa is hiding a deadly consequence of their last fight, a growing darkness that's consuming her mind, and their destination holds more dangers than anyone bargained for. In the mysterious city of the banished, Dante will uncover secrets, lies, and ghosts from his past that force him to ask himself, which side is he on? When the gods reveal their final test, Dante and Alessa will be the world's last defense. But if they are the keys to saving the world, would their love be the price of victory? I bet they find a way to do both. Yours for the Taking by Gabrielle Korn. The year is 2050. Ava and her girlfriend live in what's left of Brooklyn, and though they love each other, it's hard to find happiness when the effects of climate change rapidly eclipse their world. Soon it won't be safe outside at all. The only people guaranteed survival are the ones whose applications are accepted to the Inside Project, a series of weather safe, city sized structures around the world, etc., etc. And the only reason why I am rather skeptical about things like that is I'm Gen X, and I grew up with the threat of acid rain, nuclear winter, the world's gonna end. And it doesn't. It is just fear mongering. And I just think it's sad that it's been accepted as much as it is. But perhaps it is a safe outlet to do it in science fiction. I just miss the quests. The Engineer by Will White, second in the Last Horizon series. Kindle Unlimited. I can't juggle starships. I make the ones who can. The battle with the Iron Legion has left the Last Horizon battered and broken, drifting in space. Varric needs an exceptional engineer to fix his ship, and there's only one person for the job, Mel, the master aether technician. But first they have to break her out of prison. Mel has been captured by the Advocates, a group of superpowered vigilantes who dominate their corner of the galaxy. They are led by Starhammer, an invincible champion with a personal obsession with Mel. The Last Horizon may be crewed by the greatest heroes in the galaxy, but even they have to be careful with Starhammer. Every time he survives a battle, he grows stronger. In another life, Varric saw the end of that road. If he lets Starhammer becomes too powerful, the galaxy is doomed. Griever's Blood, Combat Codes 2 by Alexander Darwin. Set in a far future world where the fate of nations is determined by battle-hardened warriors who are trained to compete in brutal single combat. In a world where single combat determines the fate of nations, the Griever fight in the circles so that the rest can remain at peace. But given the stakes, things are never so simple. The daimyo govern from the shadows and plot to gain an edge by unnaturally enhancing their Griever knights. Seago and his team return to the world's most prestigious combat school, the Lyceum. Though he'd like to focus on his martial studies, Seago feels the pull of his mysterious past and two missing brothers. So Lara Halberd, daughter of the fighting legend, embarks on her own quest to bury the past. She must utilize every lesson her father taught her to explore unknown lands where evil lurks in the shadows. Sort of a mix of like Roman gladiator schools and sci-fi. Kind of feels like. The Icarus Twins, second. This is like second book day by Timothy Zahn, a big name in sci-fi. For years, Gregory Rourke and his Cadolian partner Selena worked as Crockett's, combing through the atmospheres of uninhabited worlds for places that might be colonized or hold valuable resources. Now they quietly work for the Icarus Group, a top secret government organization hunting for portals created by a long vanished alien race, portals that can teleport a person hundreds or thousands of light years in the blink of an eye. Rourke and Celine are searching one such possibility when they find that someone appears to be stalking them. They evade the pursuers and return to find that a man named Easton Dent has been searching the Spiral's databases for the names Gregory Rourke and Icarus. Rourke reluctantly agrees to meet with him, but that first contact is cut short, and hours later, Rourke is arrested and accused of Dent's murder. More importantly to Rourke's Icarus Group overseers, that brief meeting also confirms that Dent was in recent contact with a portal, but the alien path are also searching for such portals, and they are also on the trail. It's now a race, and the path have resources and ruthlessness far beyond anything Rourke and Selena can match. Helldivers 11 Renegades by Nicholas Sansbury Smith, 11th in series, as stated. The secret location of the Vanguard Islands is no longer a secret. Tired from years of fighting, Xavier passes the crown to a younger Helldiver, Cade Long, and then sets off on the Seawolf with Magnolia to find Michael and his family. But the journey will push them both to their limit. On the damaged airship Vanguard, Michael and his crew are running out of water and must dive to a new location before attempting the perilous voyage across the Atlantic to a new home. Back at the Vanguard Islands, King Cade hurries to prepare the rig's defenses against the Forerunner and his knights of the Coral Castle. Fearing that X won't return with the airship in time, Cade sends the elite Barracudas on a mission to find aircraft that will give the islands a fighting chance against the knights. We're running out of time, but we are also, I think, on our last one. Nope, we looked at engineer. Awesome. All right. Well, again tonight we have Sprint, 65 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern. I'm currently reading 3 books. One is a fantasy. You might remember the book Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. I did not buy the book that came out, was it last month? But I put it on hold at the library, and hold came up. So I started that. People have had mixed feelings about this. I'm only about 2% in. I just started last night. It's a little funky, but I'm going to stick with it for a little bit. You did great today. Thank you. Hope you have a good morning and see you a little later. And thanks so much for a great way to start my day. Absolutely. Looking at books is a great way to start the day. Oh, look at that. The bells. I need to finish getting ready for work. I need to stop by a grocery store, pick up a couple things, get the day going. Hope you guys have a good Thursday. Hope to see you tonight. Tell people about us. If you like what you're seeing, please hit the like, hit subscribe. It definitely helps out. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Have a good day. Thank you. God bless.